It's time for the 420 Radio News, covering the latest headlines in consumer cannabis, medical marijuana, and industrial hemp. Transcripts of 420 Radio News are available daily on our website at 420radio.org. Now, here's Russ Belville with your marijuana headlines in 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
This is your 420 Radio News for Thursday, February 19th, 2015. Two lawsuits filed in federal court Thursday aim to shut down Colorado's regulated marijuana industry, claiming that the state's recreational marijuana laws are in violation of federal law. The suits, filed by the anti-drug group Safe Streets and 3 other plaintiffs, target a number of Colorado lawmakers, including Governor John Hickenlooper. They allege that by allowing for a regulated marijuana market, these lawmakers are breaking federal law, which considers the plant illegal. But going a step beyond simply suing the state, the plaintiffs are also going after participants in Colorado's commercial marijuana industry. Citing federal racketeering laws, the plaintiffs are seeking damages due to alleged injury brought on by legalization. The suits argue that under the U.S. Constitution's Supremacy Clause, which states that federal law generally takes precedence over state law, Colorado's legalization of recreational marijuana is unconstitutional because marijuana remains illegal at the federal level. Two separate and potentially competing groups are laying the groundwork for 2016 ballot proposals that would seek to legalize, regulate, and tax marijuana in Michigan. Jeffrey Hank, an attorney who spearheaded a still-pending legalization effort in East Lansing last year, filed paperwork with the state on Tuesday to form the Michigan Comprehensive Cannabis Law Reform Committee. The activist community has long discussed a potential statewide proposal, but the effort has taken on a new urgency in recent weeks with the formation of the new group that they fear will put a more restrictive legalization measure on the ballot. Susie Mitchell, president and CFO of the East Lansing-based Mitchell Research and Communications firm, filed paperwork with the state last month to create a new nonprofit corporation called the Michigan Responsibility Council. Sources familiar with the effort believe the Michigan Responsibility Council will be well-funded and may seek to create a tightly regulated industry. 2 types of medical marijuana extracts would be legal to possess and recommend for epilepsy treatment in Virginia under legislation passed by the state Senate on Wednesday and sent to the governor for his signature. The Senate voted 37-1 in favor of House Bill 1445, which would allow Virginians suffering from epileptic seizures relief in the form of cannabidiol oil and THCA oil, 2 marijuana derivatives. The Virginia House had unanimously passed the bill on February 10th. The bill would provide an affirmative defense for sufferers of intractable epilepsy. This means that if patients happen to be arrested and charged with possession of marijuana, they could produce their certificate to the courts at least 10 days before trial and walk without any charges. If Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe signs the legislation, Virginia would join a national trend of 11 states that have passed so-called CBD-only laws. North Dakota's Republican-led House Wednesday rejected a measure to legalize medical marijuana, citing concerns about public safety and the burden on law enforcement. The House voted 67-26 to kill the bipartisan measure. The bill would allow up to 2 ounces of cannabis-infused products for medical use. The measure was amended from an earlier version that would have allowed people to smoke marijuana for medicinal purposes and grow up to 6 marijuana plants in home pot gardens. The measure would let someone who suffers from cancer, glaucoma, post-traumatic stress disorder, and other debilitating illnesses to use marijuana if a doctor recommends it. Only products derived from pot, such as oils, ointments, beverages, and edible products, could be used. At a hearing before the House Human Services Committee earlier this month, people suffering chronic pain and parents of critically ill children made emotional pleas to legalize medicinal marijuana products. Democratic National Committee Chairwoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz' interest in running for U.S. Senate has encountered strong resistance from a traditional ally of her party, medical marijuana activists. Because of her congressional votes and her criticisms of a Florida medical marijuana initiative last year, 4 political groups that advocate prescription cannabis and drug decriminalization vowed to campaign against the Florida representative if she were to seek a Senate seat in 2016. Quote, "She's voted repeatedly to send terminally ill patients to prison, and we're certainly going to make sure Floridians know that, not to mince words," end quote, said Bill Piper, National Affairs Director with the Washington-based Drug Policy Alliance. The threats from Piper's group, echoed by People United for Medical Marijuana in Florida and the National Marijuana Policy Project and Americans for Safe Access, marked the only major public reaction to the news. This has been your 420 Radio News for Thursday, February 19th, 2015. I'm Russ Belville. You can get